All right, guys, so today we're talking about the price of cars in 2021. The price of cars in 2021 has gone up exponentially this year than other years, and we're going to talk about why that is. There's a lot of theories. I'll tell you what I know from being a car guy and buying many cars over the span of the last 20, 25 years. Um, this year, what's run the market up a little bit was demand. So if you watch the news, they try to tell you, oh, it's because new cars are not plentiful because they're waiting on computer chips, they're waiting on all the stuff from China and all that. But I think that's more of an excuse. My experience, what raised the price of cars up, and we saw this when I just bought the Scion, the green Scion. I was looking at one of these a few years ago. A few years ago, you could buy the Scion I bought for 3 grand, like a nice one for 3 grand. And now they're 7 and 8 grand for exactly what I was looking for with the combo I wanted. And now we've been seeing a few earlier. Me and Philip were looking for 11, 10 and 11, 11.9 with 11.5 or something. Crazy, absurd money. Um, what drives a lot of that is one, if the economy is doing really well, people have more money to spend. That's kind of been the case. We're coming off the COVID thing. The economy was up really high. Now it's fading a little bit. So I think what we're going to see in the near future is prices drop. But you just don't know. That depends on what happens. There's a lot of variables to it. But that does tell me people do have money to buy cars with if the price is going up. And it's not only that the price is up, the cars are actually moving. Like if you see something you want to buy and you go try to buy it, it's gone. And that does tell you the cars are moving and they're not just asking a bunch of money for them. The next thing is what's always raised the price through the years and what's raised like the Porsche Cayman prices and now what's raised the E60 M5 prices is especially on cars that aren't as common. There gets to be fewer and fewer of them around. So one guy gets on there. If there's 20 other cars on there just like yours, you go to list it. You're going to try to list it for a little bit under what everybody else has listed their car for. So you sell your car. When you get on there and there's none listed, you're like, oh, I can get more money for it and list it for more money. And that'll keep going driving the price up. Then the next guy comes along and sees your high price. He lists it for just a little bit under yours. And then the dealership comes along and puts it over top of both of yours. That's how they do it. And it keeps the price way up. And, you go back try to buy some of those cars, they're sold. People are kind of in a panic at buying things. So when is the money going to run out? I really don't know. And we have the same problem right now with lumber. That's going to be a whole different video, I think, though, because that's a whole nother topic. But it's the same way. Demand's up. Everybody's wanting to build stuff, and now they can't. The problem with things like that, once the price actually comes down, the demand for people wanting to build is still going to be up. So I think it's going to dip and go right back up. But there's no way to really tell. That all depends on what laws are passed, like how everything goes, like what's happening and what the market's doing at that point in time. Right now we're seeing the market drop way down, go way up, way down, like every day up and down 3 and 5 and 6, 700 points. And to be honest with you, I mean, it's a little bit odd for sure, but what a lot of people do with that is they make a lot of money off of it. They're playing the dip. They're on there every day. When it dips, they're buying because they know from watching it the last year, it's going to go back up. And that same thing happened with Dogecoin, whatever you want to call it, and Bitcoin. 2 days ago, it dropped way down. And I was watching this investor, and he was saying, well, a lot of the issue with that is when it dropped on most markets, on the stock market, people would back up a little bit. Some people start to sell. That's what escalates into a massive drop. But that didn't happen with Dogecoin. Whenever it dropped, a bunch of people bought it because they just seen it go way up, and there's a lot of promise for it to go up. And so, is it going to take off? Are you going to make millions on Dogecoin and Bitcoin? I really don't know. You know, we're looking at it just like anybody else is looking at it. But I think that did scare your more sensible investors off when it dropped like it just did. So, you know, it's just depends on what you want to take a chance on. There is a lot of money to be made today in buying and selling cars, in stocks, in cryptocurrency, not lumber, unless you own a sawmill, and things like that. So that's my take on it. What should you do? I think if you're wanting to buy an expensive car, right now is not the time to do that. I think you're better off waiting. Prices will eventually come down. They are not going to stay up on cars forever. If you want to sell something, right now is the time to sell it. You know, we tossed around selling the G-Wagon. We kind of have stuff around here that we can't just go buy easily again, though. And you got to be careful when you sell stuff. It might be very hard to get another one back. And I don't want to be Mr. Regret and sell something and then wish I wouldn't have, and it's gone forever. So that's my take on it, guys. That's going to be it for today. We're back tomorrow, back Monday with another video. Thanks for watching. We'll see you later.